I'm Lucy at Sigma Sports, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at gifts between £20 and £50. So first up, we're going to take a look at this. So this is the Bontrager Flare RT rear bike light. So this has a maximum output of 90 lumens, which is more than enough to help you be safe and seen at night time, and it's really good for running as a daytime light as well, for just an extra bit of visibility for other road users. This light has a number of different modes that you can run it in, depending on whether it's nighttime or daytime, or whether you want to preserve the battery as well. The Bontrager Flare RT2 rear light can also be seen from up to 2 kilometers away, which is really quite impressive. The battery will last up to 6 hours of continuous use, which is something that's pretty impressive for such a small light. When the battery gets down to 5% remaining, you will have 30 minutes. This is shown on a little red indication inside the light. On the packaging itself, it's got a really clear indication of running times, the distances where it's going to be visible on each mode, and also what each mode does, which is very useful. So inside, really nice, simple, clear packaging. You can tell exactly what each part is. So the light fits onto the bracket, nice and simple, click. And then you've got a micro USB cable. So the charging point is just at the bottom of the light. You've got a nice tight seal to protect it from the elements, and then the on and off button is just on the top there. So to turn it on, it's just one simple press of the button at the top, and then to cycle through the modes, you just click it again until you find the one that you want. It's got a number of different modes which all have slightly different uses of the battery. So if you're heading out for a longer ride and you're conscious of the battery usage, you can choose another mode. So to see the battery level indicator, you have this little green light at the top here. So it's green at the moment because it's got good charge, but when it's down to that 5% battery level remaining, it will turn to red, so you know that you've got around 30 minutes left. With the elasticated strap, it will fit around a lot of different seat post types. The light has a waterproof rating of IPX7, so you can be confident that if you're riding in the wet weather, water isn't going to get in and interfere with any of the electronics, which is good to have as peace of mind. Another really cool thing about this light is that it has Bluetooth and ANT Plus connectivity. So you can connect it to your Garmin or GPS device and control the light through that, and also see the battery level. This is a great gift if you're wanting to give a friend or family member an extra bit of safety whilst out on the road. So next, we're going to move on to the Goretex Infinium Stretch Gloves. These are perfect for spring, autumn, and even cooler summer days, especially in the morning when the sun is just rising. So these are available in this bright yellow, nice visibility color, but they are also available in black as well, if that's more to your taste. So thanks to the Gore Infinium fabric used on these, it's a perfect barrier against the wind. And this fabric is also in conjunction with Gore Windstopper material. So these are quite thin. I think that's my first kind of impressions of these gloves. They're quite thin, but because of the materials and fabrics used, they have really good protection against the elements. The nice thing about them being quite thin is that you can still use things such as your gears and brakes, and you can still use touchscreens, so maybe your GPS device or phone, thanks to the conductive tips on the fingers. These gloves have a nice extended cuff, so it helps to create a nice seal if you're wearing a long sleeve top. These are perfect for both cycling as well as running. And because these are of a nice minimal design, they hardly take up any space in your pockets or handlebar bag. So when you're not using them, they can be easily stored away. The 4-way stretch and 3D construction of these gloves mean that they're naturally in an ergonomic position, but however, this makes them a lot easier to put on, and they're nice and comfortable and fit perfectly when you're riding or running. These gloves have really nice little bits of reflective detailing on the top here, so it helps be nice and visible to cars and other people when you're wearing them. So as you can see, like I mentioned, they fit really nicely to my hands. You've got extra silicone grippers there for extra security, and they're completely faff-free because they are nice and thin. Because of the Goretex Infinium material, it gives you really nice protection from the elements, even though they are quite thin, and a really good gift for someone, whether they're new to cycling or running, or whether they've been doing it for years. So next up, we're gonna have a look at the Amp Human PR lotion. This is a really groundbreaking formula that's used by the world's best athletes. This is perfect for using before exercise and also after exercise to help aid recovery and boost your performance. The main ingredient in this formula that helps boost performance and aid recovery is sodium bicarbonate. That is 33% of this formula. And it's an active ingredient that when absorbed into the muscles, it helps to burn through the lactic acid that is produced during exercise. So by managing the acidity levels in your muscles, it helps to increase your training capacity, help aid recovery, and lower soreness in your muscles as well. So it helps to decrease the effect of DOMS by 53%, which is quite shocking really, but there are a number of pros use it in both the cycling scene, triathlon scene, running scene, that both say that it really does help. So applying this is super easy. You can put it on, they suggest between 30 minutes to 2 hours before exercise, as well as post-exercise. You just rub it on to the area, whether it's your arms or your legs. You can rub it on quite liberally. If you're doing long events in particular, it can be reapplied every 4 to 6 hours. This has been used and proven by Tour de France winners, mountain bike champions, Ironman professionals, and it's also approved by the World Anti-Doping Agency, which is obviously incredibly important if you're competing at high level. So it's a really good gift for someone to help bring them to the next level of performance. So next we're going to have a look at the On Running short sleeve running tee. This is available in both men's and women's cuts. We've put the links in the description down below. So this is from the Swiss running brand On. So one thing that I first noticed about this t-shirt in particular is that it's incredibly soft. So it uses a blend of cotton and elastane. So this mixture of cotton and elastane means it's nice and comfortable and soft against your skin and isn't going to cause any abrasion whilst being active. It's a perfect everyday essential item. You can use it just around the house and just casually, as well as reaping the performance benefits when you're running or being active as well. Looking at the back, it also has this seam which has been stitched into the back of it. So this seam at the back of the t-shirt helps you to stay cool and for the garment to be nice and breathable, which adds a nice little performance element into this essential item. As I mentioned before, it's available in both men's and women's cuts, and it would make a really lovely gift for someone any time of year. So finally, in the gifts between £20 and £50, we have the Kitbricks Pocket Rucksack. Now this is really cool. I love a good rucksack myself, and I really like this one in particular. So it has a nice little storage bag for when it's not in use. And then if we open it up, it's actually a really decent sized rucksack. So it's got storage pouch on the front, which is really quite big in terms of how much stuff you can how much stuff you could get in there, as you can see. Inside the pockets, both this one on the front and the main one, which I'll show you in a second, it has this waterproof lining. So if you've been swimming, or you have wet kit from the end of your training or race, you can pop it in here and it will stop everything else from getting wet as well. So you can put your wet kit in the front and everything else in the back. So more than enough room in the front pocket, as well as huge capacity in the main compartment as well. This bag has a roll top for the main compartment, so it again extends the capacity to the main compartment, but it folds up rather neatly with the clip there. Moving to the back, you've got the 2 straps which you can easily adjust, as well as the strap that goes across your chest for extra stabilization. This bag is available in both this blue colorway as well as a black one, if you're wanting it a little bit more plain. Overall, I'm really impressed. I personally love a good functional backpack, and this definitely ticks a lot of boxes for me. So that was a closer look at our top pick gifts between £20 and £50. You can check out the rest of our gift top picks in a playlist that will appear on the screen now. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.